Hey, it's your girl Jasmine Canick, and I am back with part 4 of how to run for the LA County Central Committee, aka to be a delegate in the LA County Democratic Party. So, we've already talked about what the job is, who can do the job, how do you get on the ballot. Now let's talk about what happens after you actually qualify to be on the ballot, which means you've turned in all your paperwork, you've gotten all your signatures. They say that, your signatures qualify, so you will actually be on the March 5th primary election ballot. You're celebrating, you're happy, and then it hits you that, oh my God, I actually have to run a campaign now, right? Because the reality is, like I said to you before, the same people usually get reelected to these seats every 4 years, after every 4 years, after every 4 years. And so you are going to be running against the establishment. You're going to be running against the status quo. Doesn't mean it can't be done. I did it, so you certainly can do it. But you're going to need to plan ahead and start talking to folks, right? You're on the ballot, you're a candidate. So there are different things that you can do. Like I said in the previous video, you needed to have decided whether or not you're going to raise money. And if you're going to raise money, then you need to hire a political treasurer because you're going to have political reporting that you need to do. And so whether or not you raise money is really going to dictate a lot of what you can and cannot do as a candidate, right? So let's say you are going to raise money. You can hold fundraisers. There is no limit to the amount of money that a person can give you. They can give you $5, they can give you $5,500. And thank you for all the people who have donated to my campaign, and I still need more donations. So don't let that, be a hindrance. Just, you can ask folks for $5 here, $10 here, $20 there, but there's a way in which you have to collect that money. And that's why you need a treasurer to sort of help you and make sure that you are following the rules, because there are campaign finance rules, right? So you can hold fundraisers. You cannot use Venmo or Cash App or PayPal yet to collect your donations. So don't try it. You will get in trouble. But you can get really creative with those fundraisers and how you decide to raise money. In addition to fundraising, for those of you who decide you want to raise money, you're going to really need to learn your district too. Assembly districts are quite large. So you will need to know the different communities and cities within your district. So I'm running for Assembly District 55, which includes Crenshaw, Leimert Park, Mid-City, West Adams, Jefferson Park, Culver City, Century City, Baldwin Hills, View Park, Ladera. It's that area. You see how I was able to sort of rattle off the different communities and the cities within the 55th. You need to be able to do that too. And once you do that, you also then need to sit down and say, well, who do I know in these areas, right? What business owners do I know? What family and friends, maybe even coworkers do I have in this area? You need to start to reach out to them and let them know that you're running. So that they could start letting their family and friends know and keep it going, right? You can't keep your candidacy to yourself. You're going to need to step outside of your house and talk to your neighbors and talk to folks. Most people do not know what that designation means on their ballot when they see County Central Committee. They have no idea what that means. So you're going to need to educate folks. You can go to voteforjasmyne.com, vote the number 4, and then jasmyne.com. I think I've done a good job of collecting enough information as well as adding my own to it to sort of explain in layman terms what the job is, so that other folks can easily explain it. If there are candidate forums, you should participate in those. You should find out if you have friends or other people that you know that are also running in your district, because if you do, you can create a slate. And a slate is nothing more than a group of candidates, like-minded candidates from the same party, who decide that they want to run together. Sometimes they're running for different offices. Sometimes they're running for the same office. And like I said to you before, 7 people every 4 years are elected from LA County's 24 assembly districts. So you and 6 other folks that, who might want to get together and pull your resources and run as a slate. You can do that. Let's see, you want to think about whether or not you want to have a website. Do you want to have a campaign website? Do you want people to be able to go online and donate to you? Do you want people to be able to go online and read your bio and find out what you're about as a candidate? Then you need to start working on that. You need to figure out what your social media strategy is going to be, just in terms of how you're going to outreach to voters using social media. And there are rules to all of this, and the rules are online on the county Registrar-Recorder County Clerk's website. You're also going to get that handy dandy candidate handbook and resource guide that they gave you when you went and pulled your papers, and you're going to read that so you make sure you don't run afoul of ethics and campaign finance and things like that. So you know how when you read a flyer for a political candidate, at the bottom it says paid for by, all of that kind of stuff, which is required and mandatory. So website, social media, all of that, you can do it, you can have it, but just make sure that you have whatever legal language you need to have on those entities, right? And finally, I would say join some Democratic clubs. LA County is home to a host of different Democratic clubs. There are Democratic clubs for people who love animals. There's a queer Democratic club, Stonewall, I'm on the board of it. There's Heart of LA, a women-focused Democratic club. There's New Frontier Democrats, which is one of the Black Democratic clubs, but there's also Blade, Black Los Angeles Young Democrats. There's the Black Women's Democratic Club. There are all these different Democratic clubs. There's the Korean Americans have a Democratic club. There's just so many, so many. And I'm going to list them all on voteforjasmyne.com so that you can click on the link and be able to go and sign up. But getting involved in Democratic clubs would be, I think, a really great thing for folks who are just getting their feet wet in party politics and the Democratic Party. Sort of the pecking order of how things go, just so you understand, clubs are under the party. So clubs are not a party, right? So the Stonewall Democratic Club is not the Stonewall Democratic Party, but the club is chartered underneath the party. And so underneath the LA County Democratic Club, there's a plethora of different Democratic clubs that are based on areas, based on race, based on just different things that people coalesce around. Like I said, they have one for pet lovers. So there's all kinds of Democratic clubs, and I suggest that you become a member of a few of them. The membership is usually annually. I don't ever really see any clubs that are more than $25 a year. And I know a lot of them have fee waivers for folks who cannot afford that. You just need to look into it. I would encourage you to follow the LA County Democratic Party on social media. I would encourage you to watch their meetings, so that you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. If the meetings are in person, go in person. If the meeting is online, I suggest that you watch it online so you can sort of get an idea how things are going and see how people vote and what they're talking on and things like that. But most importantly, this video was just to tell you that you have to get up off your ass and do something. Just because you qualified to be on the ballot does not mean people are going to look at their ballots and know exactly who you are and vote for you. Because they are not. You need to give them a reason to vote for you, which means you need to get out in front of folks and you need to talk to folks and you need to let folks know that you're a candidate and that you're running and why you're running, right? What makes you a good candidate to be a leader in the Democratic Party? Why should you be elected? These are all things that you need to figure out, what your platform is, where you stand on the issues that are most important to folks in LA County and the Democratic Party. And I don't have the answer to that. Only you have the answer to that because you know how you feel and what's important to you, right? But yeah, so that's what I wanted to sort of cover in this video. just that you have to run a campaign. What type of campaign that is really up to you. And I also believe it really comes down to whether or not you raise money, because that'll be able to dictate if you can buy ads and reach people in other kinds of ways, right? If you have any questions, as always, DM me. I love all the DMs. I appreciate all the folks that have reached out and told me that they're actually running because I explained to them what it was. That made me feel really good. If you have questions, you can always drop them in the comments. I notice a lot more people like to just privately DM me. That's perfectly fine. There are links in my bio on Instagram. My campaign website is voteforjasmyne.com. It's vote the number 4 in JASMYNE.com. And I may do 1 or 2 more videos on a couple of things around the County Central Committee, but we've pretty much covered the basics, right? Which is what the job is, who could do the job, how do you get elected to do the job. And that's really what is most important. And I find that that's the information people really don't know about. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching this video. Again, if you find it useful and helpful, please share it with folks you think could run or should run for the County Central Committee. Thanks. Bye.